Form 3 Zoom lesson. Knowledge consolidation about the structure of the heart.
We have 4 chambers and also 4 blood vessels. This is the picture from textbook. Now I want you to look at a dissected heart to see whether you can tell the difference between these 4 chambers. This is an examination question from the DSE. This picture comes from past paper. Can you highlight which part are the left side of the heart? Use your pen to highlight the left side of the heart. So this side is the left side. This side, the left side. And then where is the septum? A septum is a piece of muscle separating the left side and the right side. So this is the septum. I want you to highlight which part of the chamber has generate highest blood pressure. They can produce highest blood pressure. The chamber produce highest blood pressure must have thick muscular wall. So which side have thicker muscular wall? That's correct. This one is the muscular wall. It is thick. The other side is thin. This side, the left side, has a thicker muscular wall, so it can generate greater pressure. Can you circle the whole area of the left ventricle? Left ventricle. The whole area. So the whole area starting from here. Can you see my pen? The purple color. This area is the left ventricle. How about the atrium? Where are the atrium? Try to circle the left atrium. Atrium. So atrium, this one is the atrium. Most of you draw a large area, but it seems that you don't know where exactly the left atrium is. So left atrium is only this part. Okay? Now, can you see the purple side, the purple pen? This one is the left atrium. How about the right ventricle? This side is the right ventricle. Yes, up to here. Yes, this part is the right ventricle. Okay, well done. How about heart tendon? Can you circle the letter pointing to heart tendon? Yes, R is heart tendon. How about bicuspid valve? Bicuspid valve. Where is the bicuspid valve? Yes, so this one and then this one. 2 flaps, okay? They are the bicuspid valve. Most students don't know this part is the left atrium, which is very small. And then in your notes, you have some adaptations of the heart. This part, the left ventricle. Why you can see it is the left ventricle? Because it has thicker muscular wall. Why it has thicker muscular wall? Because it generates a greater pressure or greater force to pump blood to the whole body. And then we move on to the other structures. The heart tendon. These are the heart tendon. They prevent the cells, the valves from turning inside out. This one is the bicuspid valve. Okay, which side is the bicuspid valve, left or right? Bicuspid valve, yes, left side. And then these are the heart tendon. The general introduction of the heart structure.
It is also divided onto the left and the right side of a wall called cardiac septum. The right side of the heart is filled with deoxygenated blood, while the left side is filled with oxygenated blood. And this dividing wall prevents the blood from mixing. Each side of the heart further divides into 2 chambers. The upper chambers are called atria, while the lower chambers are called ventricles. Where are the sleeping chambers? Stop it, Let's first learn about atrium. Now, just like a postbox receives letters from multiple people, the atrium receives blood from different parts of the body. Thus, the atria are simply receiving chambers. They have thin muscular walls. Why thin? Do they believe in size 0? No, Their walls are thin, not requiring a lot of muscle tissue, because they only have to pump blood into the ventricles present right below them. Now, moving on to the ventricle. Just like the postman collects all the letters from the postbox and delivers them to their respective locations, ventricle also collects blood from the atrium and pumps it to different parts of the body. Thus, the ventricles are called discharging chambers. Just like coconuts have thick outer covering, Ventricles have thick muscular walls. Why thick? Because the walls need more muscle tissue to generate enough pressure so as to pump blood out of the heart and distribute it to the entire body. Now, the left ventricle's wall is even more thicker than right ventricle's wall, because the right ventricle pumps blood only to the lungs, while the left ventricle has to pump it to the entire body, requiring much more pressure than the right ventricle.
Revision, okay, of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. When oxygen leaves the hemoglobin turns purplish red, okay? This one is the deoxygenated blood. When oxygen combines with the hemoglobin turns bright red, and this time the blood is oxygenated. Now we move on to the heart valves.
Same with the 4 valves of the heart. They are fibrous flaps of tissue allowing the blood to flow in one direction only, and then they close tightly, preventing the backflow of blood. So they basically act like security guards. The tricuspid valve guards the opening between right atrium and right ventricle, while the bicuspid valve guards the opening between left atrium and left ventricle. Together, they are called atrioventricular valves. Pulmonary valve guards opening between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, while aortic valve guards opening between left ventricle and aorta. Together, they are called semilunar valves.
Ask you a question. What happens if the bicuspid valve cannot close completely? What would be the probable effect of this on the functioning of the heart? If this bicuspid valve cannot close, what happens? Yes, there will be backflow of blood. So the blood should only flow in this direction to the aorta, but it will have backflow. If there is backflow, what would be the effect to the body? Suppose I have 10 units of blood here. There should be 10 units of blood moving out of the aorta. But if there is backflow, that means some of them flow back. Maybe 2 units flow back, only 8 units come out. That means we have less blood come out. And then if there is less blood come out, so if I have 10 units, should be 10 units all come out here. But if there is backflow, there will be 2 units flowing back, and then there should be 8 units coming out. So the effect would be less blood come out from the heart. So less blood come out from the heart. How about the other scenario? If there is a hole in this area, in the septum, if there is a hole, what happens to the heart? There would be mixing of oxygen and deoxygenated blood. So what happens to the functioning of the heart, or functioning to the whole body? Yeah. If the valve cannot close, there will be less blood come out. If there is a hole here, there is mixing of oxygen and deoxygenated blood, there would be exchange of what? Exchange of oxygen and deoxygenated blood. Not enough oxygen supply. Yes, this one is good. Same volume of blood pump out, but the blood pump out will have less oxygen supply. So our body cells may not get enough oxygen. This is the difference. If the valve cannot close completely, there will be less blood. If there is a hole in the septum, same volume of blood come out, but the blood contains less oxygen. So there may be not enough oxygen supplied to the body. Then you will have dizziness. And then this one, this picture. From this picture, can you circle bicuspid valve? This is the heart. You cut the heart horizontally. That means you cut the heart like this. You have a cut in this direction, like this. And then you have your eyes looking from above. Which one is the bicuspid valve? Bicuspid valve. We try to circle bicuspid. Yes. Why? 1, 2 flap. How about tricuspid valve? You circle tricuspid valve. Yes. And there are 3 flaps. How about semilunar or semilunar? Both pronunciation. Okay. These are the semilunar valves. What are the difference between these 2 blood vessels? Which one is the artery? Which one is the vein? Artery, you circle artery. Yes, artery. This one is the artery. Why? Why it is the artery? Which part should you look at? This is aorta. So from this diagram, how do you know it is the artery? I can see this one. This is the answer. It has thicker wall. The blood vessel has thicker wall. This is the aorta, which is the artery. This is a vein. What is the name of this vein? Yes, pulmonary vein. So very good. You have to know, if I give you a picture like this, you have to tell the difference. Bicuspid valve, 2 flaps, tricuspid valve, 3 flaps, and then these are semilunar valve. Thicker wall is aorta, thinner wall is a vein, pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein, aorta, semilunar valve, tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, and this is also semilunar valve. So this is the whole structure of the heart. Can you circle the blood vessels which supply oxygen to the heart? Which blood vessels supply oxygen to the heart? It seems that there are some difficulties. Let's look at this short video and before we move on.
The first branches off your aorta are the coronary arteries, which supply your heart muscle with oxygen and nutrients. At the top of your aorta, arteries branch off to carry blood to your head and arms. Arteries branching from the middle and lower parts of your aorta supply blood to the rest of your body.
These are the coronary artery. It branches from the aorta. This is the first branch from the aorta. Can you now try to circle which blood vessels supply oxygen to the heart? Most of you get it correct. Some of you circle this because in the video it also mentioned the term aorta. That indeed you can see this coronary artery. They branch out somewhere here from the aorta. It branches out from the aorta. And then the aorta, when it moves further away, there are some more branches which supply blood to your head and shoulder, knee and toes. They branch out to supply blood to other parts of your body. So the first branch from aorta is coronary artery. And then coronary vein returns the blood, the oxygenated blood. Coronary artery, they branch from aorta, supply oxygen and nutrients to cardiac muscle, that means heart muscles. Coronary vein, they carry carbon dioxide away. So the function of the heart has these features. First of all, it is made up of cardiac muscle, which can contract and relax continuously. We have seen this before last lesson. It has thick muscular wall because it has to generate a great pressure or a strong force of contraction to pump blood to a long distance. And then we have heart valve to prevent backflow and heart tendon to prevent the heart valve from turning inside out.